In this episode, I'd like to talk about how easy it is to get stuck in the past and how difficult it is to extricate yourself from that, and some of the dangers of that and what it looks like. You know, I've been stuck in the past for a long time. In fact, it was a habit that I formed in my teenage years. For some reason, I seemed to imagine that the best days had passed me by, everybody else was doing better than me, and for some reason I was never going to get the start that I needed in order to make my life click. I think this is a bit of a malaise that affects certain people. So if you're one of those people, keep watching and let's see how we can try and solve this problem together. One issue that people like ourselves face is the past illusion, rosy retrospection. It's this kind of notion that the past was always a better time than the present is. It's a bit of a tender trap, isn't it? Imagine going through your life thinking that your best days are behind you and that everything that happened yesterday or the day before is somehow rosier than what's going on today. But let's be realistic. If you were to cast yourself back and go back in time to those other days in the past, you would find you were feeling exactly the same as you are now. You'd be thinking that your best days are behind you and that today was just humdrum or ordinary. So let's get out of that mindset of thinking that the best of times are behind us and that somehow the past is rosier than the present. The truth of the matter is, the past is a narrative that we form in our own minds and we constantly redefine. You see, many of us fall into the trap of engaging in rosy retrospection. And rosy retrospection is the past illusion. The past illusion and rosy retrospection are the notions that somehow life was better in the olden days. Actually, the past was pretty much as the present is. And if you were to jump into a time machine and go back in time, you would find that you would be feeling pretty much the same then as you feel now. But ironically, if you were to go back in time, you would find that you would still be thinking that somehow the mythical past was better than the tragic present. The truth is, the present is all you've got. And instead of creating a rosy retrospective narrative, which is a constantly embellished and reinvented notion, instead of doing that, start living for today. Start working out how today you can seize the day. The Latin term is carpe diem, seize the day. Stop engaging in this fiction that the past was a better time, because it wasn't. It was no better or worse than today is. What is necessary is a change in attitude towards your present, a desire to grasp your present and to get stuck in today and stop falling back on the idea that the rosy retrospection represents your reality. And so we have to come to terms with the power of now. We have to come to terms with the idea that tomorrow is just a dream, yesterday is an illusion, the only thing you have is now. And if you're going to do anything in your life, you're going to have to get on with it now. Chinese proverb is that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time to plant a tree is today. What does that mean? It means that instead of living in the past, or instead of dreaming of some kind of mythical future, in which you don't have to do anything to make it work, you have to get stuck in now. You have to seize the power of your present. Do you think you can do that? Do you think after you finish watching this video, you can go and do something, anything, one small action today, which is going to take control and enable you to gain some autonomy over your future? Why not give it a shot? Let me know whether it worked. Something else I'd like to suggest is to engage in constant redefinition. This is another way of saying continuous learning, really, isn't it? It's okay to take the lessons from your past and to reflect on the lessons from your past, as long as you don't try to recreate them and try to rest in the past and create the illusion within your own mind that the past is somehow a better place. Because when you create the illusion that the past is somehow a better place than the present, it means that you're seeking to escape. You've got to stop seeking to escape, because seeking to escape is a form of learned helplessness. So what you've got to do is you've got to take on the notion of continuous learning as something that you can apply in your daily life with the sole intention of making now, i.e. the present, your sole focus. Think you can do that? I think you can. Why not give it a shot?